Are you ready to explore the mysteries of the shadow biosphere? This hidden realm of life, thought to exist within our world, is a tantalizing mystery that has captured the imaginations of scientists and the public alike. The shadow biosphere is a hypothetical realm in which life forms may exist that are fundamentally different from those we are familiar with and which may have evolved independently of the life forms we know. These life forms, if they exist, could potentially be found in environments that are extreme or inhospitable to known forms of life or in locations that have not yet been thoroughly studied. The shadow biosphere is a realm of endless possibility, where the limits of our knowledge and understanding are stretched to the brink. Are you ready to explore the unknown and discover the secrets of the shadow biosphere? What is the shadow biosphere? The concept of the shadow biosphere refers to the possibility that there may be forms of life on Earth that are fundamentally different from those we are familiar with, and that these life forms may have evolved independently of the life forms with which we are familiar. If they exist, the idea is that such life forms could potentially be found in environments that are extreme or inhospitable to known forms of life or in locations that have not yet been thoroughly studied. Some scientists speculate that the shadow biosphere could include organisms that use alternative biochemistries or metabolic pathways, or that have evolved to survive in environments that are toxic or hostile to other forms of life. While the existence of a shadow biosphere is still purely speculative, it remains an exciting and tantalizing possibility that continues to capture the imagination of scientists and the public alike. Possible biological examples. It is currently impossible to provide concrete examples of the shadow biosphere, as the concept is purely theoretical, and there is no direct evidence to suggest that such a biosphere exists. However, many environments on Earth are hostile or inhospitable to known forms of life, and it is possible that these environments could harbor life forms that are fundamentally different from those we are familiar with. Some examples of these environments include deep-sea hydrothermal vents. These vents, found on the ocean floor, spew out hot mineral-rich water that is toxic to most known life forms. However, some scientists have suggested that these vents could harbor life forms that use alternative biochemistries or metabolic pathways to survive in these extreme conditions. Acid mine drainage. Acid mine drainage is water pollution resulting from metal sulfide minerals oxidation. The water produced by this process is highly acidic, toxic, and generally inhospitable to most known life forms. However, some researchers have found evidence of microbial life in these environments and have suggested that these microbes may be able to survive using metabolic pathways that are different from those of known life forms. Deep subsurface environments. The subsurface of the Earth is a vast and largely unexplored realm that is thought to harbor a diverse array of microbial life. Some of these microbes can survive in extreme conditions, such as high pressures, extreme temperatures, or low nutrient levels, and may use metabolic pathways that are different from known life forms. Other extreme environments. Many other environments on Earth are hostile or inhospitable to known forms of life, such as polar ice caps, deserts, and high-altitude mountains. It is possible that these environments could harbor life forms that are adapted to survive in these extreme conditions. A shadow biosphere on planet Mars? It is possible that Mars could have a shadow biosphere under its surface, although this is purely speculative at this point. Mars is a planet that is thought to have once had liquid water on its surface, and it is possible that life could have evolved on Mars in the past. If this is the case, it is possible that some forms of life could have survived in underground habitats where conditions are more favorable, such as in subsurface aquifers or underground lava tubes. It is also worth noting that Mars is a planet subjected to a wide range of environmental stresses, including extreme temperatures, high levels of radiation, and a thin atmosphere. These conditions could potentially favor the evolution of life forms adapted to survive in such environments, which may use metabolic pathways or biochemistries that are different from known life forms. While the possibility of a shadow biosphere on Mars is intriguing, it is essential to note that there is currently no direct evidence to suggest that such a biosphere exists, and the idea remains purely speculative. In conclusion, the shadow biosphere is a fascinating concept that has captured the imaginations of scientists and the public alike. The idea that there may be forms of life on Earth or elsewhere in the universe that are fundamentally different from those we are familiar with and which may have evolved independently of known life forms is a tantalizing possibility that continues to inspire scientific curiosity and exploration. While the existence of a shadow biosphere remains purely speculative at this time, it remains an exciting area of study that has the potential to yield many new and vital insights into the nature of life and the diversity of the living world. So, the shadow biosphere is an area of scientific research that will continue generating interest and debate in the years to come.